everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Kaldheim draft. All right, rare mythic is Tyvar Kell, 4 mana, 3 loyalty. Gives all your elves the ability to tap for black, and then you can put a counter on an elf, untap it, give it death touch. Then you can make elves for free, and you get an emblem with -6 where whenever you cast an elf spell, it gains haste, and you draw 2 cards. It's a cool card. Certainly seems worthy of a first pick, especially in this pack that doesn't have anything outrageously strong in it. Still haven't tried playing the Cole deck. I've now played against Cole quite a few times, although I still am kind of on the fence whether he's good or not. I don't think he's that great, but I'd still like to try him. I like the Besker Shieldmate. I like Gladewalker. Definitely like the Pick and the Raven Wings. And that's about it. So generally pretty weak pack other than Tyvar, so let's take it. See if we can put together some sort of Golgari Elves deck. All right. Best card in the pack is probably Behold the Multiverse. There's a Guardian Gladewalker, which is an elf. But Behold is much better than Gladewalker. Even though Gladewalker is an elf and works for this deck, I'd probably still rather just take Behold the Multiverse. Could take the Chasm as well. It's on color snow in snow colors. So it would both fix for us if we end up in this archetype and give us access to snow mana, which is pretty good. But I think the upside of Behold is quite strong. And being in green, we should be able to splash for blue. I think Behold might be a weird card to splash, though. I mean, I could just take the Chasm and continue down this path, but if I take Behold here and blue's open, I could still play Simic and still play Tyvar. It's probably not great, but still can spit out elves, which is probably good enough. Okay, the pick now. Well, we could slam another Behold the Multiverse. In black and green, we really don't have that much. A human and a spirit. I think Seeker is playable. Not terribly exciting. I like Vega the Watcher. That's a fun card. I probably still just go Behold. Follow up Behold with another Behold seems fine. I like Bergstrider a lot. I like the Valkyrie. I like Squash. But let's go Behold. Let's cut another blue card since there's not a good green card to take. And Behold is going to be very solid. All right, we can take the Bergstrider now. Return Upon the Tide would probably want to be in the same deck as Tyvar. And Tyvar is more exciting than Behold the Multiverse, but only a couple elf cards in here, neither of which are exceptionally strong, and Bergstrider is very good. So I think we'll take Bergstrider. Be happy about that. And continue down this path. Maybe is it Giants is something we can do. Here I can take Augury Raven, which is very good. Otherwise, there is a chance to get a Snowland, but Augury Raven is very good. I really like this card a lot. There's a Ravenous Lindworm in here. I like that. The Jarl, the Valkyrie, the Shieldmate. Liberator's playable. Not exceptional. But yeah, let's continue to cut blue. Take the Raven. See what happens. So we could take the Gladewalker now, but I don't know if we're going to do green or not. There is a way down. I might just take the Volatile Fjord. We're kind of decently set up to be a giant deck. I mean, we only have one giant, but if we take the Fjord, it would set us up a little bit better. There's also Crush the Weak, which certainly is good in some matches, but probably a better best of 3 card. In case you don't have enough space for it in the main deck, you can always sideboard it. Let's take the Fjord. It's more exciting than the blue cards here. Possibly opens us up for... Is it Giants? So, nothing in blue. In green, just a Vandal, which is an elf. Could take the Hulk. Start to go down an Is It Giant path, which I'm kind of okay with. Or I take the Vandal and go down an Is It, or a, a Simic path. I could do that too. And then we can play Tyvar and actually get elf value. All right. You know what? I'll take the Vandal. Another thing to consider is that blue has changelings. It's actually an important thing to note. So we can take another Vandal here. I'm okay with that. It's more exciting than the blue cards. There's Skimfar, Elder Hall. But that starts to dip us out of I mean, I could just speculate on it. Because this lets us ramp for black with elves. It's a little bit ambitious, but I mean, this card is going to be very good with Tyvar. All right, we'll take it. So we can take a Harbinger here. We do have quite a bit of Foretell already. And on top of that, it lets us cast... I mean, it lets us foretell it cheaper and cast it cheaper. That's pretty nice. I mean, there's nothing else in here really for us that I'm seeing. Unless I'm splashing white too. But I guess I'll take a Karfell Harbinger. Okay. Support, I guess, gives us more opportunities to splash for black. Or we can take the Raise the Draugr. Currently we have a Shapeshifter, no elves, a couple one Shapeshifter, wizards. Splashing black for Raise the Draugr, probably not what we want to do. I guess I can take the port, or I could just take the Pyre, but I'll take the port. All right, getting Vega back is kind of cool because we already... I feel like we're pretty well set up to do a Vega deck. I mean, I guess we only have 3 Foretell cards, but they're all very good ones. Otherwise, Raven Form, playable, not exciting, and Disdainful Stroke, which is more playable than I originally gave it credit for. I mean, wheeling the Vega, does that mean white's open? Not necessarily, but we'll keep our eye on it. So we can take the Hulk now. Still have a chance. I mean, there's a lot of black cards here, so... Could just take an elf for the Tyvar plan. And maybe green-black elves is something we can do. I guess I'll consider it. Can take the Shieldmate versus the Draugr now. This is not an elf, but could give us some value from snow. I'll take the Shieldmate. I think I agree with that because we have the Vega already. So quite a few different paths we're going down. I still feel like our core is more likely... yeah, I feel like our core is more likely blue, but you never know. All right, Immerstern Predator. Looking like 5-color at this point, huh? So blue core, we could do the Arcanist. We currently don't have... I guess that's not true. We can find the Behold off of it. That's pretty good. Or we could just take the Packmate and assume this deck's going to work. This also gives us more Foretell value if we somehow are able to splash Vega. Once again, green maybe lets us splash for Behold. Behold does feel like a little bit of a weird splash. I do like Simic quite a bit. I might be okay just taking the Packmate. Maybe sticking towards the Simic plan, because Packmate is such a strong card. Or I take Arcanist now. And maybe because of the late black, that could pan out. I do kind of want to play Tyvar, though. This is tough. Well, there's Binding, which we could splash. There's Struggle, though, which is probably not as good, but easier to cast if I do, in fact, end up in more of this Simic deck. We're going to need some snow if I want Bergstrider to be good. This deck needs some more... like top end and value. I don't know if we're going to go 3-color, even though I think black was more open. Probably can take the Struggle. We have a few good bodies for it, even in Izzet. The Augury Raven, the Packmate. Not Izzet, Simic rather. I keep confusing those. We also have Bergstrider, which potentially can do... It's even playable on a Masked Vandal. Probably more likely to do that than Splash Binding. Even though Binding does work with Tyvar and Elves, but we'll see. Well, I can take the World Tree. This would probably let us play all the colors we want to. We don't have the God cards for that. We could take the Rune Crown. Glittering Frost lets us splash, or we can take Snow Forest. I might want the Snow. We already have some Snow value cards. Bergstrider. I guess that's the only one, but we're in the colors to get more value off of it. This is actually tough. I'm going to cut everything but Simic for now, just to sort of get a better feel for where we're at. We're kind of doing fine. I'm probably just taking Snow Forest. World Tree's kind of cool if we do the Path to the World Tree deck, and then we could splash, but I'm kind of okay with this. All right, now it's kind of another easy Snow Forest. There's Roots of Wisdom. I like Agar a lot. A couple blue cards that are playable, but we'll take the Snow Forest. Kind of an easy pick there. So there's Kraken, which we could go for. There's Depart the Realm, which can buy us some time. It also has Foretell. Maybe there's still a chance we want to do Vega if we end up with enough Foretell. This card can be high value. I think Icebreaker Kraken's not very good. It's difficult to cast. 12 mana is a lot, and even with the reduced cost, you need a lot of snow to get value. I think we'll do Depart. So we can take Raven Form, or we can take Vandal. We're creature light, but I guess Tyvar is technically a creature. Could take the Arctic Tree Line as well. Yeah, I think Tree Line makes the most sense, seeing as it's snow. It helps us splash for Vega, which at this point is probably pretty good. We have a few Foretell already. Yeah. And it doesn't take up a slot in the deck. I'm okay with that. Sulphurous Mire for splashing, probably not. I like Elven Bow. I've actually been impressed with Elven Bow, and I guess it randomly has synergy with Tyvar as well. I like the Pick, and Hawk is becoming more playable in here, and Saw It Coming is actually quite good, but I think we need some more creatures. We only have 7. This will be 8. And we still need quite a few more creatures after that. So, all right, we can take the Outrider, unless we're splashing for something. I don't think we're doing the Port anymore. We still have a chance, though, I guess, if we end up with a ton of Elves and Shapeshifters. Splashing Withercrown, same argument, but we'll take the Outrider. It's some top end, which our deck really doesn't have much of, so I like it. Can take the Snow Swamp, but we're not really splashing black, I don't think. Can take the second Depart, or we can take Pick. Pick lets us splash off Vega and is a decent equipment. It gives us a little bit less Foretell synergy, but Pick is just good. I've been impressed with Pick. We're going to need enough creatures to cast it, but I might have to just be okay with that. I guess I take Bind. I don't really want it, but might have to play it in a pinch. So deck is running 9 creatures. We need about 6 more creatures. I can run slightly less because I Behold the Multiverse, which sometimes you can count as like half a creature a little bit. All right, I guess we take Runed Crown in case we end up with a rune. This deck needs a little bit of help. Guess I'll take the Stroke. I don't think we have enough elf cards to play the Roots of Wisdom, although in a pinch it can just draw. Guess we'll take this. Alright, now we'll take the Hawk, which is actually pretty good here. Can let us loot. Don't really need a null. Alright, War Masters. War Master's pretty sweet in general, and particularly sweet with Tyvar. That's really cool, actually. And it's whenever an elf enters, too. What's crazy about that is Tyvar gives you an emblem. Or not even the emblem, just whenever you basically create an elf and then you get to create another elf. Because this is when they enter the battlefield. That's pretty awesome. So we'll take that. That's just good synergy, and it gives us another 2-drop, as well as a creature and an elf. And if we wheel Kinseeker, it gives us another elf, which is cool. So off to a good pace now. We need 4 more creatures. Probably cutting the Roots of Wisdom. Elder Hall is still something I can theoretically play. Port, I guess you can argue the same thing. Outrider is probably pretty good here, seeing as it's an elf in green and it works with snow, which we have a decent amount of now. I guess we could use some more, but we have 4. It's not terrible. So, all right. I like Outrider, too. Outrider's a cool card. Seeker would be able to find our snowland, so I would also play that. But we'll take the Outrider. Good elf. I might be off Harbinger now. I mean, we still need more creatures, so maybe I'm off Bind the Monster, which is playable, but I don't really like it that much, and we need some more creatures. Well, these are sweet elf cards. I mean, I can splash Herald Unites the Elves. It's kind of unfortunate I didn't go for elves earlier, because now I kind of wish I had. We don't have a lot of ways to splash black other... Yeah. maybe get the Sentinel back. There's also Lindworm in here. I could just be cautious and take Lindworm. It's probably a better idea than trying to go for Herald Unites the Elves, because I think often we're not going to be able to bring back Elves, and we might already be splashing white for Vega. Let's just take a safe Lindworm. I think our deck has enough to win. We don't need to get too cute with this deck. So I could take Frost Augur, but I don't think we have enough snow to draw reliably off that. So we probably just take the Gladewalker, which is an elf and a pretty decent 2-drop. Certainly a fine 2-drop. So Sinkhole fixes for Vega, but nothing else in our deck. It is another snow land. Otherwise, I take Broken Wings, which we're not main decking. Miss, probably not main decking. I guess I'll randomly take a Sinkhole. Lets us splash for black stuff too, like the Elder Hall, for example. This gives us more snow, or I could splash another Vega. I don't even know if I'm splashing the first one. I don't know if I want the ring either, though. I mean, ring's probably fine. Can let us splash. Gives us snow. I suppose so. Sometimes you get 8 things out of it. Can take another Vandal, can take the Seeker, can take a Snow Island. Well, I think we already have a deck, and we have like 14 creatures, so I probably just take Snow Island, get more snow. That doesn't contribute to the deck. Another Vandal or Seeker would both be fine, but I think when in doubt, when you already have a full deck with probably not a lot of cuts, just take the Snowlands when you get them. So we can take the Mentor. I guess it makes sense. It gives us 2 more elves, too. So we actually have a decent elf count, surprisingly. 4 elves with 2 shapeshifters. I guess it's only 6. It's less than I thought. But we also have the War Master and the Elven Bow, so we have a few more elves. All right, another Bergstrider is definitely welcome here. I could take the Kinseeker, but just for the elf synergies, it is good with... I think the upside of Bergstrider is higher than Kinseeker. Kinseeker happens to be good with War Master and give us some Tyvar Kell synergy, which is cool. But Bergstrider is just incredibly good, so I'm going to take it. So now I can take the Seeker, and that's actually good. It's not an elf, but we can find our Snowlands, which is nice. And we have more than enough creatures now, which is good. We are Removal Light. I'm probably off Replicating Ring, although I might be off Vega too. I'm not sure if we actually ended up with enough. All right, got the Sentinel back. That's pretty sweet, actually. Could take the Saw It Coming, but this is an elf that ramps and fixes. Saw It Coming is pretty good, and we have enough creatures. I guess we already have Disdainful Stroke, which isn't as good. I'll take the Sentinel. You know what? Sentinel probably just makes sense. I actually like Sentinel. I've been fairly impressed with it. I guess I don't need any of these cards. Don't need any of these. Don't need any of those. All right. So let's figure out, let's do a foretell count. So I probably pretty easily could have made Golgari come together, but what we ended up with in blue is still quite good in my estimation here. So I cut the non-snow lands for now. Is Sinkhole still going to be in there? Well, there's a question there. I don't know if the tap lands are worth it if the only way we can play black is off of Tyvar, but it might still be worth our time. I guess Sentinel actually is another way to do that too. The double black is pretty problematic though. So we have a lot of foretell, I think, which might just mean we do in fact go for the Vega Splash. In which case, Replicating Ring might be more playable. Rune Crown's an easy cut. So if I play all of these snow lands, which we ended up with a good amount actually, 6 snow lands, which is good. We have 8 lands already. I'm usually on board with 18 land decks, especially if I have a lot of card draw and expensive stuff. This ramps and this ramps too, though. This is like a 3-drop. This doesn't ramp, it fixes. I don't know if I need the Replicating Ring. It does help us cast the Vega, though. Because right now, the only ways to cast Vega are find white mana, because you can only get a basic land. So I would have to run 1 plains, too. How much? Let's do an actual foretell count. It might actually just not be worth our time. to do Vega, because we have one here. Basically, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? 6 is probably not worth it. So then we can cut this. We can cut the ring. We can probably even cut the Harbinger. And this is 9 plus 8, 17. So I could technically cut one more card. Although I'm probably not doing Sinkhole as a colorless snowland, which puts me down to 5 snowlands, but that's fine, I think. So I could cut one more card and run 18 lands, or I can go 17 lands. Could be a creature because we have the Bow and Tyvar, both of which kind of count as creatures. But with Behold, I'm a little more okay with 18 lands when I'm running like Behold and Hawk. I wouldn't cut any top end. I could cut Bind, but actual removal in here is light. We have Bind, Depart, Disdainful Stroke, Struggle. So I might actually want the Bind. I still kind of want to keep the Disdainful Stroke. We don't have to run the Pick. I do like Pick, though. Pick also lets us maybe be able to use Elder Hall and Port a little bit more reliably. The actual only ways to make Elder Hall and Port work are via Sentinel or Tyvar. And Sentinel doesn't even do it because I can only get one black and we have no other black sources in here. That's true. It might not be worth our time to do these, but I run 4. If you're running 18 lands, I definitely recommend having spell lands. So maybe I just keep them around. Do I run 1 swamp too? I can. In which case, maybe I could do the Sinkhole. Because then at least it gives us more snow. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work with Outrider because we have no white or black in the deck. It does work with Bergstrider. And it works with Hawk. But other than that, it's a tap land. I mean, you definitely want your Bergstriders to do what they need to do. I'm thinking about cutting the Pick, but Pick additionally is one more actual way to get. So maybe I can keep it. We could theoretically cut a creature, even though that would technically bring us down to 15. We have 2 Behold the Multiverse, which can help us find creatures. If I were to cut a creature, what would be the weakest one? I don't want to cut any of our top end. There's an argument to cut the Elderleaf Mentor, but we have the War Master, so I don't want to cut elves. I could cut the Seeker. It finds us snowlands, though. May actually make more sense to run 1 swamp instead of the Sinkhole because Seeker can find it. But maybe Seeker is something I cut. It's not an elf. It finds snowlands, though. If I'm not... Am I not running a swamp? If I'm running a swamp and a Sinkhole, that seems like excessive black for some lands. Especially when you have Tyvar, which potentially can let us use the lands. I just need a couple elves. Although, yeah, because it makes its own elves. Yeah. Debating cutting the Seeker here. Okay, I guess we're cutting Seeker. That's weird. But probably okay. So we still have 15 creatures. I'm going to do my 18 lands that I typically like to do. We've got this, which is almost borderline colorless land in our deck, which I don't love. And then we have quite a few tap lands too, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tap lands out of 18. Less than a third. Not terrible. Our curve's not like ridiculously high either. We have a lot of stuff that keeps us busy early. Sinkhole feels a little bit weird here, but with the Bergstriders, the Outrider, and the Hawk, we can get use out of it. And somehow it manages to help us use our Elder Hall and our port, I guess. It's weird. It's weird. I'm going to try it, though. Color-wise, a little more green than blue. No double blue. We do have double green. So I suppose we'll run an extra green. This would be 9. And I think we actually are going to end up cutting one of our islands. Maybe going to 8. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. I want Bob Ross. Wait, this would be 9 and 9, so we cut that, and then we're 9, 8. Seems reasonable. Weird deck. Very, very weird deck. But I think this is how we're running it. We'll give this a try. In hindsight, I guess I wish I'd gone down a Golgari Elves path with the Tyvar, just because we would have gotten the War Master and Herald Unites the Elves. But, you know, off of a first pick Tyvar, there's no way to really tell. And pack one rather, was a little bit confusing for me. Pack 1 was a tough one to navigate because green was, and black, felt pretty dry from picks 2 till about like 5 or 6. Now, in this case, it just so happens that those packs that we were past probably didn't have much black or green in them. But ultimately, I think we certainly would have had enough tools to make a pretty sweet Golgari Elves deck. But this deck looks pretty sweet too. So we'll try it like this, and we'll see you round 1. All right, we are in round 1 here, and this is the key. Got a Sentinel, we got some snow, we got some potential plays here. Elven Bow might be able to help us cast the Bergstrider and the Outrider. Not too shabby. I guess we go Sinkhole, attack with Sentinel. Well, now technically we do have double black for our lands, which is cool. They do have the Frostfire, so I guess I have to be a little conscientious of that. But let's do the bow here. And auto pay that. Get in for 1. Next turn we can cast Bergstrider. If they play like a pack mate here or something. I can also play the Outrider. Maybe I'd prefer to do that. Alright. Another Bergstrider too, huh? Let's do Outrider here. Turn 4, 5/5. And then we can follow up with tap your dude, tap your dude. I like that. It's pretty good beefiness. Pretty good beefiness. Alright. Let's see here. Well, I guess we just go for the... I mean, I feel like they just chump our Outrider. I could actually tap the 1/1, attack with my bow in the Outrider. But you know what? I guess we'll tap here and get in with everything. It was an interesting choice, but I think this is the right one. The right answer. They prevent the most damage this way, but they do lose a chump blocker. We're also following up with another Bergstrider. I'm actually surprised they didn't block there. I feel like I would have taken that opportunity. So they can struggle and kill our Bergstrider with their Mentor, but they'd have to trade. Got a lot of snow going. Glittering Frost plus the plains and the forest. Oh, another one. Okay. Well, we're going to follow up with another Bergstrider here. All right. We'll take it. We'll see you for the next one. All right. We're here in game 2. This hand doesn't have any blue mana, but I think I will keep. Okay. So we'll probably do, I guess, turn 2 Gladewalker, since Warmaster is significantly better in the late game. Another option is to do the Warmaster into the Gladewalker, pumping the Warmaster, but I don't know if I love that. It's not a bad option, but I'd probably rather just trade off Gladewalker, eat a Raptor with Struggle with... I mean, maybe I just end up playing Warmaster next turn anyway, so it doesn't matter, but we'll see. Batter Shield. Alright. Well, we got our blue mana. That's cool. So... Tough, actually tough with these two to do this correctly. I have the choice to play the Warmaster and double block the Warrior. They're going to be able to eat my Warmaster, but we still have plenty of other ways to win besides Warmaster. Another option is take a big hit here and just struggle Foretell now. Then next turn for 3 mana, or for 4 mana, I can do this plus play a Warmaster. Maybe I just do that. We have to take a little bit of a hit here, but I think ultimately this is probably the right choice. Because if I do the Foretell on the Raven, I can cast it for 2 next turn, but then I can't do the struggle. So I think this is actually the right way to do it. There's nothing I can do for 3 mana either. I think that's another part of the dilemma. Oh, sure. Okay. Ooh, Tyvar is a good draw. Unfortunately, they add black, so it doesn't quite let me do what I want to do. But this is fine. So, are we gonna pump the Gladewalker or the Warmaster? Probably the Gladewalker. On the Warrior. And then I guess we'll get in and play the Warmaster, because then next turn I can actually play Tyvar, spit out an elf, and get 2 elves. Not to mention ramp for 2 black, which I don't believe is enough to do the Raven. I might be wrong. Let's see, 5, 3. Let's see here. Play the land. Play the Tyvar. Let's say I don't tap the blue. Unfortunately, I don't think that we have quite enough. But not a huge deal when you're making 2 elves here. They can't kill Tyvar currently either. Can actually play the Hawk here. To get a blocker for Raptor in case they have a pump, like another enchantment. That's probably smart. So I'll do that. And then I'll attack for 3. And I might be willing to just lose my Hawk to keep Tyvar alive. So I think we'll allow Tyvar to get hit, because they don't kill it. Now we can actually use Tyvar to... Sure. Oh, Bergstrider, huh? Well, that's mean. So... we can spit out 2 more elves here. And Bergstrider tap the shield mate. Alright. We'll see you for the next one. This hand seems fine to me. It looks like I'm probably going to have to play a Vandal as just a 2-drop 1/3, which isn't terribly exciting, but it's an elf that's going to be able to wield a pick, hopefully get us towards Lindworm territory with any luck. Would I rather have Snow or Skimfar Elderhall? I guess Snow. Alright, well, Vandal can block the shield mate, so that's good news. So I feel like playing tap lands here is smart, although this is an opportunity to do the pick. So maybe I do that. It gets us closer to Lindworm. If they do Iron Verdict, though, they get us pretty good. That's true. Iron Verdict is a common, too. And Mass Vandal is really holding back damage. It's probably smarter to just play a tap land. Whether Snow, probably Snow still. Although I can do the Sinkhole now, too. Guess we'll do the Sinkhole, because then I can actually get closer to this Elder Hall. And then we'll leave up Depart the Realm. Because this could also be the +1/+1 and double strike card. I'm willing to take 1 damage. And they don't have a play, so I feel as though it's likely Iron Verdict. I feel there's a good chance we're looking at an Iron Verdict here. So I guess I can play the Elder Hall to get the 2nd green for an eventual Lindworm. And then I can play the pick and equip it. And that way, even if they have double strike, it's still can kill. And now at least I can go Outrider into Lindworm potentially here. I might attack with my Vandal to eat an Iron Verdict, because then I can play Outrider and Lindworm a little more safely. That's true. Getting the Iron Verdict out of the way kind of is okay with me, too. Okay, they didn't do it, so I'll just play the Outrider instead. They could have double blocked there. Oh, I guess that wouldn't have killed it. also have Foretell. No attacks. So now this kind of really telegraphs to me that they have Iron Verdict, because now they want me to attack with the Outrider, block with the Raptor, and then Iron Verdict. So I think what we're going to do is Volatile Fjord. I can also protect my Outrider, but they get to draw off Vega. So I think we just play the Raven. Give me a flying blocker. And then I'll probably just put a little thing on it here and then pass. Well, maybe they didn't have Iron Verdict. So now I'm just curious why they kept the Raptor back. I'm not sure. I mean, I can always depart the realm to protect my own things, so maybe that's better. But we'll see. Flight, okay. I think we can get some good attacks in here. Ooh, Bergstrider too, huh? That's a good one. I think we're just going to smash with the big boys here. Because I want to see how they block, especially since they're tapped out. Alright, so we'll kill the bigger flyer, which means we can depart the Raptor. And then we can behold the multiverse. And I forget if we played a land this turn. I don't think we did, because none of them are summoning sick or whatever you want to say. So let's just scry 2, draw 2 here. Elven Bow and Sentinel. Well, both of those are pretty good. I think I actually keep both, because then it gives us double black for Elder Hall. Plus it gives us a reach potential. Somehow we managed to keep 2 pretty awesome cards on top, so that's cool. Sure. All right. So I still have an opportunity to play around the Iron Verdict, but I don't think that I will. And even equipping the pick still lets them block with the Raptor and still Iron Verdict. So I might just have to let them potentially Iron Verdict and just play Lindworm plus like Sentinel this turn and hope that kind of does a lot for me here. But let's get in with the Outrider. See what they do. So just jump block in. I'm okay with that too. So we'll play this. We can actually protect ourselves a little bit better. No, this is definitely good. We're going to go Lindworm. I guess they have Disdainful Stroke mana up, but... Or the counter draw. They didn't have it. So we'll do the Sentinel. Alright, so they're going to draw some... They're going to draw quite a few cards here. I mean, the good news is we have a pretty well-developed board. We also have Elder Hall, which is going to be able to kill Vega, which is quite important. Seeing as how they've drawn a lot of cards off of Vega. And I kind of need my Sentinel to get my second black mana, too. Sure. Okay, they're tapped out. So that's cool. We have to use this sorcery speed, which is fine. War Master too. That's a fantastic draw with all the elves we currently have. But let's yeah, especially with that Elder Hall. Wow. Do I have enough mana? Let's see here. Elder Hall. So I have to use this. Tapping, I guess. They have all flyers right now. Wow. So I guess I can tap the Mask Vandal. Let's get the black. Tap that. And then we'll use Elder Hall. Yeah, this is sweet. And then I can still follow up with the War Master too. So we'll kill Vega. And then we're going to attack with these two. And then next turn with War Master, they're... I mean, we actually don't... No, that's not true. I was going to say we don't have the lands to do it, but... It basically just means we'll have to use Sentinel. So if we don't rip an untapped land, we just have to use Sentinel to get an extra mana, probably tapping our Crow, and then we'll just have a huge Death Touch force here. A lot of potential damage. I guess Doomscar would get us pretty good. But, I mean, they played a lot of creatures there, so I'd be surprised if they had it. It's totally possible. Yeah, I don't fear that. Sure. Kind of a bizarre deck from them. So I don't even have to attack with the War Master if I don't want to, but I certainly can. They have 3 blockers. I think, you know what? I might just be comfortable attacking with everything. I'm not sure. Let's see. If I pump everything, these are 3, 6, 9. Yeah, like they're in so much trouble, even if I attack with everything here. I don't know what they're going to do, but I would say the answer is probably take too much damage. So we'll smash with everything, including the War Master. Just because it represents so much damage here. Like, they have to trade off Scald for War Master, which still leaves them with just an absolute boatload of damage. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that block. Certainly like that more, but... I wonder if they don't realize about the Death Touch, or they just don't care, giving up on life. I'm okay with that. I mean, this is... Yeah, I don't think they read War Master. Alright. We'll see you for the next one. Alright. This is a keep. No green mana, but at the very least we can eventually do a turn 3 Behold the Multiverse at worst, which I think makes this keepable. And now that we've drawn that, it's even better. So I think we'll still go for the Behold. Foretell turn 2. That lets us go turn 3 Sentinel, or Behold, then Sentinel, which is good. Mentor is cool too. I could actually, yeah, what's cool is I can actually leave up Disdainful Stroke, which I think I will be doing. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. So we can play the Sentinel, leave up Disdainful Stroke, and if they don't, we can just Behold. I guess we can choose whether we want to counter or cast Behold. It doesn't really matter either way. Disciple will probably discard the... It's an interesting choice. It's Mentor versus Bow for me. Although now I probably just Behold in response to that. That probably makes more sense. So I think at least one land is justified. Although we already have 2 blue. But I want to guaranteed hit my land draw next turn, so we will at least draw the 1 island, and we drew a green. So we can discard the island now. Yeah, that seems fine. We won't be able to discard a 4-drop, or rather, we won't be able to, what am I trying to say? We won't be able to counter that with Disdainful Stroke, but that's okay. So what's something I can do here? I think the best play, honestly, is Elven Bow. And I can leave up Disdainful Stroke using my Sentinel, which is kind of cool, actually. So we probably want to tap the green mana here. I could have done Tyvar as well, but I wouldn't have been able to keep up the counter. Personally, I think this just makes the most sense. And then we'll pass. And we can still Disdainful Stroke, which is kind of sweet. Kind of just patiently waiting here. Okay. Well, what do we want to do now? So, 2 tap lands. I guess the play is Port. We have access to 5 mana. So we probably just struggle Foretell and pass. I guess I could have actually cast Tyvar there. Maybe that would have been a better idea because I still could have left up Disdainful Stroke. I didn't think about that at the time, but that's true. Might have been better. Although, they must have a counterspell there. Well, let's go for the Elderleaf Mentor play. Because I feel like with 3 Foretell not playing anything, they must have a counterspell. So we want to leave up our blue. Not that it's super important here. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't countered anything. I guess I'll counter that. Because then if they counter my counter, I feel actually kind of good. Because then I can maybe cast my Tyvar and get good value. They would have been able to use Mirror Lake a couple turns, so I'm kind of glad I did that. So I feel like I'm a little more willing now to go for like a struggle for Skimfar play, killing their priest with my Mentor, because then if they kill it in response, I can probably cast Tyvar. We'll see. So I'll go for this play. Let them kill or bounce or whatever. Even if they bounce it, yeah, I guess that's not really that bad for me. I suppose I can attack with everything here. Let's see what they do. I feel like they would have countered that though, so I'm going to try casting the Tyvar now. Alright, I'm going to go to 4 in case they have like a Cosmic Charger. Because this lets us have a Reach Death Toucher too. I guess it won't have Death Touch anymore, but I guess we'll foretell this. Jarl, maybe? Okay. Well, nice thing about Jarl is we can still block it. We can get our Mentor back with Port, too, which is kind of nice. And only the... What's interesting is you can use this at instant speed. Only the Mentor enters tapped. I still get the counter... the creature token, rather, untapped, which is kind of cool. This is whenever I cast an elf. Well, how many elves do I really have left? I don't have a ton. I certainly have a few. have War Master. I have Masked Vandal. I have Guardian Glade Duder. I have Boreal Outrider. I have a few. Turning them into Divination is certainly not bad, but probably wouldn't want to emblem unless I knew I could get an elf. Oh. Oh, they destroyed all Planeswalkers. That was probably a smart move. What can we do here? So they have 2 snow. I probably just cast Raven and then equip it. So it gets pretty far out of Priest of Haunted Edge range. Then I guess I still play a land. Why am I don't think there's any reason to sandbag other than trying to negate them some, what's the word I'm looking for? Negate them some, Skull Raid value, which I always talk about, but... Well, they only have 2 snow currently, so I guess that's not that bad. Can always get my Raven back, too, if they happen to find a way to kill Raven. So that's not bad. Ooh, Bergstrider's good. They do have their snow. Well, let's get in with the Raven. And I guess we'll Bergstrider down the Ascendant Spirit. Could actually do the Priest of Haunted Edge, but they're going to be able to get Spirit up to a 2/3 this turn, so I'm okay with this. So they can Mirror Lake copying something. They can't do it at instant speed, which is important to note. Copying their Spirit. It's just a 2/2 though. Not too intimidated by that, but they do have the snow to actually activate it. So they can make it a 3/4, but not anymore. 3/4, but not anymore. So another Jarl would be my guess. But that also would give us access to Port bringing back Bergstrider. Although we wouldn't be casting it, so it'd be slightly less good, but it's still definitely going to be good for us, I would say. No play. Lindworm's a good draw. So they don't have 3. That's also important to note. So I can get the Bergstrider back. We wouldn't cast it, but it doesn't really matter. They don't have the 3rd snow for that. So really we could tap Jarl and attack with everything. I think that's probably worth it. So I have to pay... Oh wait, I don't have the 2nd black, do I? No, I don't. Well, I think I'm okay trading my... Let's see if I guess I could attack with everything here, actually. They can't do that. I have a feeling they want to... I could have equipped up my Bergstrider, now that I think about it. But if they want to eat like a Sentinel and a 2/2, they have to figure some other stuff out. This is probably okay. Hmm. We have another Jarl? Wow. Been there. Alright. We'll see for the next one. Alright. This is a keep. We get to do... We have a choice here. We can do turn 2 Packmate Foretell into turn 3 Packmate, but I might actually want to have the choice of War Master equipped with Pick on turn 3, because that can be quite good. I kind of feel like I want to do the War Master. Only because if I cast Packmate on turn 3, I won't get to maximize... I mean, this potentially lets me go turn 3, equip War Master, and then just start hard casting like a Bergstrider on turn 4, which is going to be really good, especially since I have Snowman. Well, now I'm a little bit more in the Foretell, Packmate, and cast Sentinel camp, which is still a pretty good camp to be in, because it's also going to let me potentially cast a Bergstrider next turn, plus it gives me an elf. Not the least of which gives me an elf. Oh, 2 can play at this War Master game, huh? Okay. Surprised they didn't attack. Well, let's do the Packmate. Alright, we got an untapped land. So I probably still just do this and then Foretell Behold with the Sentinel. I can also cast the Pick, which might actually be better, because I can equip the Pick for 1 mana next turn on the Packmate. Possibly get in with it. Okay. So, I guess we'll tap the 1/1, I guess. I don't really want to block with my War Master, but we'll consider it. So if they struggle our War Master, it's not good for us, but I think we'll have to accept that. So we can tap that with Bergstrider at least. And we can still equip our Packmate too. So I'll probably play the... I guess we only have 1 blue source. Doesn't really matter. So we'll play another Snowland. Maybe I do want the 2nd blue mana. And then we'll equip the Packmate. They didn't re-equip, which is interesting. Thinking they have the +4/+4. Or Veil. Huh. Well, I still get to kill both. I only lose a Packmate. And I'm getting rapidly closer to 7 mana as well, so... Yep, we'll resolve that. And then we'll play the Bergstrider. Tap that. And keep the Herald tapped. They could feed the Serpent, but they can't bash us for too much after that. Elven Bow, okay. So they have 6 mana. They're actually deceptively close here to using their War Master. And they have a good amount of elves, too. I think we'll cast Behold first. And we can get rid of that. I guess we can keep the Outrider. So I can play the Snowland. And I guess we foretell here. One of my friends mentioned to me that you can foretell at instant speed on your turn. And I surprisingly, that's never come up. Which I thought was really strange that that's never come up for me before. But yeah, that's never come up before. In all of these like 39, 40 drafts I've done, it's never come up. So they currently have 6 mana. Uh-oh. He's going to give him access to 7. Unless I block with the Sentinel. I don't really want him to have 7 mana. But I guess we'll take 3. Kind of want to keep my Sentinel too. Alright, Augury Raven. Not a bad draw, actually. So I can still, let's see. With land, I can, so I cast this for 4. I can behold and equip. So I guess we'll behold first. Let's see what we're getting here. Outrider is certainly good. Keep that. And we'll go land, Raven, equip Raven, so I can block Reaper and keep stuff back to possibly block. They put us in a tough spot here, though, but if we can kill the War Master, I don't think that we die. If they attack with it. If they don't attack with the War Master, we're going to have to maybe take some damage here. So they do have the 7 mana. Reaper is not an elf, though, so that's good. But all the rest of their creatures, I guess, other than the zombie, are elves. So they have quite a bit of damage here. Okay. So we're going to block here. And then I think we double block Herald. It's going to have Death Touch, though. I still think we probably double block Herald. This also forces them to use the War Master in order to kill Bergstrider. So I think this is the right way to do it. They're going to deal quite a bit of damage to us, though. But we got rid of the Menace creature, which isn't bad. And with 9 mana... Oh, that's a good draw. So I guess we can go... Yeah, we can go Outrider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can actually play the Lindworm too. That brings us to 10. Four, 5, 6. Let's say they equip the pick. That's 3, 5, plus 3, 8, 10, 14 is what they would attack for. I would only have 2 blockers because I would have to use these 2. Another option I can do is Outrider into Outrider, and I can keep all 4 of my blockers, but I don't really want to block with the War Master. I kind of need to keep my unblocked creatures, though, I feel like. So I'm probably in big trouble if I don't. Oh yeah, we get more blockers, too. I forgot about that. Pretty relevant. So I could use the Sentinel to equip the Outrider. Probably tapping the War Master. This leaves me 3 blockers for their 4 attackers. but it allows my Outrider to potentially block their War Master and trade, which actually is pretty good. I wonder if doing the Lindworm would have been smarter, because apparently whenever one or more other elves enter the battlefield, that means for the entire turn, not at one time. Because otherwise I think I should have gotten 2 elves, right? So whenever one or more other elves enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green elf suggests... Yeah, oh, it's the last line. This ability triggers only once each turn. Good to know. I actually had never realized that before. It did need that clarifying rules text, though. Otherwise, whenever one or more other elves implies in one instance. So if you had a card that like created 3 elves, you'd only get 1 extra elf. But you could play more elves later and still do it. So good to know. All right. Well, my plan is to block. How do I want to block here? I guess I want to get their elves off the board. I don't really want to trade my Outrider for their 2/3, but I have a feeling the War Master's not going to die. I might have to block everything, because otherwise I die to pump plus pump. Yeah, let's play around the common growth. But then why wouldn't they have attacked with the zombie? I don't know. I feel like they would have attacked with the zombie otherwise. So I'm actually going to do this. Well, that's cool. We don't have the second black mana for it yet, but certainly not a huge deal there. Gain some life. Equip the Outrider. Oh, now we're good. Our second black. That's cool. We'll do that. And then we'll play Elder Hall and pass. Then next turn we can actually use the Elder Hall, which is nice. Mostly irrelevant. We didn't get the treasure, so now I can't do Elder Hall. At least pre-combat I can't do Elder Hall. But I do get to get in with everything, potentially, and pump my team, which probably presents lethal at the very least. Oh, well. Wisely dealt with that threat. But we still have 13 damage on board, which is pretty substantial. Masked Vandal too, huh? So I can blow up the bow, which I suppose I do. Blow up the pick too, but I'll blow up the... I guess I'll blow up the bow. And we'll ditch a Strider. I don't know. I can bring creatures back, so I guess it's sort of relevant, rather. But that's all right. In for 13 here. They don't want us to get our second black pretty wisely. And then I guess we'll just equip up Sentinel. so that we have 2 blockers for the 2/2. Guess I could have actually equipped up the... That actually would have been smarter. Oh, wow. How many elves do they get back? They get Herald. They get 3. That's pretty good. Especially since they have the 7 mana. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. If I rip... I guess I can't rip a untap black mana here. Could rip Tyvar. That would actually let me do Elder Hall and kill the War Master. So we do have an out here. Believe it or not. Oh, that was smart of them. That was smart. That actually gets it out of Elder Hall range if I were to happen to find a way. Well, geez. I don't think I can attack anymore at 7 life, so we probably have to play the Elven Bow. And auto pay. And... this is pretty problematic now. Yeah, they have all elves too. That's tough. I'm trying to think how I could possibly get out of this. Can equip the pick on a Lindworm and attack. It gives me 1 less blocker. They have 6 attackers, which would only leave me with 4 blockers. As long as only the 1/1s got through, but they have Herald. I think we're actually dead. I think we're actually dead anyway. They attack with everything, but I mean, this is how we're gonna do it. They just have the Menace on Herald, I think, is what's gonna get us. I actually thought we were turning this game around, surprisingly, but Haunted Voyage turned out to be a pretty good card for them to have in Foretell there. That was after they used Way Down, too. They would have even... Oh, I guess they used the Reaper. I was going to say they would have even gotten something else back, but that's pretty... yeah, they're doing the math. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have us. We just don't have enough blockers. Oh, that's interesting. They're not attacking with everything. Well... I guess we double block Herald. And then we're going to have to do some other blocks here, huh? We can throw our big guy. I mean, we probably have to throw our big guys in front of their dudes. Because otherwise I just die. If I do it like this. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do die that way. Another thing I can do is put it in front of the Berserker. And this way I don't die and I can keep 1 blocker. But they get another attacker because their Berserker dying is going to yield them another attacker. So I feel like it's probably better to just block like this and prevent the most damage. That's pretty tough. All right, it was a cool game. We'll see you for the next one. All right, we've got a good keep here. No snowlands for outrider value, but we have Bind the Monster with blue mana, so if we're playing against Hyper Aggro, I suppose we could take out an early threat. Tyvar makes Skimfar Elder Hall seem realistic, too. Hawk is good. We'll do the Outrider here. Unfortunate we don't have snow mana, but we would need blue snow in order to pump Hawk anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's cool. I think we probably just go for that plan now instead of Tyvar. Because we can play the Hawk. Pumped. We can bind the pet. And get in for 3. Then next turn I can go Tyvar plus leave up Hawk even for some cool value too. Like, for looting, I mean. Alright, depart the realm. Something to think about. Let's go land Tyvar. I'm going to give myself another blocker. And I'm actually going to pass. I'm going to keep the Hawk back to block 2. I feel like the longer Tyvar stays out, the better I'm looking. Plus, now I have double black to use Skimfar Elderhall to get more elves. And I can loot, too. Draugr, sure. They don't have any snowlands. That's good. So we'll block with our token. This does keep us off Skimfar Elderhall for a turn, potentially, but it's really not that big of a deal. Lost some okay cards there. They lost some okay cards too. Way down, killing the Outrider. Well, I think I'm okay with that. So we'll use the Hawk. Probably ditching the land, yeah. Alright, Mentor. That's a great series of draws there. So let's go Mentor, Sentinel. I don't want to tap like that, though. So we'll go Mentor, Sentinel, and we got some choices here. I might actually pump. It gets it out of Grim Draugr range, sort of. Probably do the Sentinel, actually. That way, if they do draw... I guess I can attack with Hawk here. But I'm going to play it cautiously. I just feel like we're kind of well set up as long as we have Tyvar, so... Especially with the Skimfar Elderhall out that can kill something. So might as well play it a little bit safer, a little bit longer. They need to snow to activate the Draugr. Otherwise, I'll just block with the 3-2. That may have been an argument to... Now they have a Valkyrie. They don't have any snow mana, though, so... I'm not super intimidated. So how do I want to do this? We can use Elderhall now. We can kill the Grim Draugr. I probably do that. How do I want to tap these two for black? And we'll kill the Draugr. elves. We can still do Depart the Realm, so I think we'll just attack with the Sentinel. And then what I'm going to do is untap it and put a counter on it. And then I can still cast Depart the Realm too, which is cool. We have Outrider we can get back from our graveyard too, or the Raven. Probably the Raven since it flies might be smarter. I have a Snow Island, so I could loot as well. Looting actually does feed our yard for port, so it's just a blind loot isn't the worst, as it turns out. Tyvar is getting towards Emblem, which is good. I think we'll bounce now. Although, I don't have to, do I? But, honestly, it probably just makes sense to bounce. This prevents them from getting value off of Valor. So I'm kind of okay with it. And they have to have an untapped land in order to even recast Valkyrie. Alright. We'll see for the next one. Alright. Got a good keep here. We can go Hawk into Elven Bow. Oh, Warmaster is always a sight for sore eyes, too. Yeah, wait. Warmaster into Bow is probably just better now. Start spitting out some 1/1s. Disciple. I think I might actually discard the Hawk. With Warmaster, I'd rather just keep it to Elves. I mean, we're going to miss out on some loot opportunities. So there's an argument for maybe Bind the Monster, but in my mind, we're going to need our mana if Warmaster survives. And more importantly, we might need this Bind the Monster in case they, you know, spit out 4/4 Vigilance Angels that we need to tap down. Alright, opponent goes Courser, go. So we could tap that. No, we'll just play just jam the Bow. Stick to plan here. Then we even get a blocker for their Courser, plus we net a 1/1, which is nice. I've really been impressed with Elven Bow. That card has really impressed me. And we get at least 2 more turns of Elves. I suppose we need to draw another land in order to cast the Outrider, but... That's cool. Ooh, Birdstrider. That's a great one. And actually, we're not a land away because Sentinel can help us cast the Outrider, too. It's pretty slick. So, decent options here. We probably just go attack with Bow, Sentinel, and then re-equip Bow. I don't want to attack with Warmaster. I don't want to get too hog wild here. So let's keep it slow. This is an amazing trade for us. You're gonna trade your 2/2 for our 1/1? I guess they get an elf off the board, but we get a 2/2 that makes stuff cheaper off the board. Seems a little bit better in my mind. I mean, honestly, it might even be smart to put the Bow on the Warmaster, because now they can weigh down the Warmaster. I didn't really think about that. I can still get the Warmaster back with Port, but ultimately it probably would have been smarter to put the Warmaster out of range. Particularly since they were so eager to block there. It looks like they do have way down, unfortunately for us, so I should have re-equipped. I thought about it after the fact. It's not the end of the world, but it definitely would have been better. Attacking here, so I'm trying to think. Jarl would be my guess. I'm guessing they have Jarl, which is fine. We're gonna just attack with the 2/3 again and probably just jam an Outrider. I'm cool with trading my token for an Outrider here. Or for a Jarl play or whatever. Because I think they're just going to jam a Jarl, so we'll do the tree line, we'll jam the Outrider. Cast. Interesting, okay. Well, now we can cast Bergstrider and get in for a lot. So we can handle the next 2 threats, which is pretty nice. Oh, that's cool. I get that back. Alright. Well, I guess we ditch the bind then. Mentor is good, but let's just jam this now, because this lets us push more damage through. So we can get in for a lot here. I'm surprised they're blocking. For the trade. They need a second white in order to activate Great Hall. We don't have 7 mana yet, so it's not the end of the world that War Master's dead, but we would have gotten value off of our Grizzled Outrider play. We would have netted another 1/1. And then we would have netted another 1/1 off this Mentor, so it was a costly decision on my part to equip to the other creature. Behold is a good draw, but at this point I think we're just attacking with everything. And if they want to block my Jaspera Sentinel and take 11, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. And they were off their lands this game too, which is important to note. I think even with that, probably don't have enough to survive here. All right. We'll see you for the next one. All right. No blue mana, but I got to keep this hand. I mean, we got the War Master. We've got Elven Bow, Gladewalker. We have 3 elves in hand. Start spitting out some 1/1s. Got our blue mana too. Cool. So we can do turn 3 bow, turn 4 Gladewalker plus maybe keep up Disdainful Stroke. I'm not sure. Huh. Nobody expects the Giant's Amulet. Well, let's spit out a creature here. So, I mean, I can pump the War Master. I feel like it puts a big target on it. 4 mana is cool. So, now we can do Gladewalker and leave up Disdainful Stroke, which is really nice, actually. They have 1 Snowland, though, so I will put the counter on the War Master here. So we've got our Disdainful Stroke mana up. Wait, why don't I have it up? Oh, it's just because I can't cast it right now. So that only pumps toughness too. Yeah, I'd say we're looking pretty good. Can even bind the priest to get in for beefy damage and leave up Disdainful Stroke. We're looking pretty good here. Like, even if I drew a land, I don't even know if I drew a land if I would want to play the Bergstrider. I think it would be smarter to just tap their thing down, leave up Disdainful Stroke for anything meaningful here, and just deal like a boatload of damage. Although now I guess I can... Well, I could... No, I think we just... This is just a good opportunity to sneak in half their life, so... This puts them in a pretty difficult spot. Half their life. And I can target... Or, counter, rather, basically anything they cast. Not basically anything, but... Things I should be afraid of, I guess. Like Packmaster or whatever. Alright, well, they have to kill something here. Or... Alright, well... We got there. Well, ended up going 7-1 with this deck. Played really well for us. Really, really well for us. So, hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back for more. We'll see you for the next one.